In the bottom left, for Risen Competitive, as a Blue Zerg, it's New Breed.
And spawning on the top right, representing AlphaX, it is the Red Zerg. It is Melody. And both players showing looks like hatch first.
Yeah, so Melody definitely the stronger player. New Breed's around my skill level. Melody 5.3k Grandmaster is going to be tough for New Breed to take on, and it's rather noble. He's going hatch first, so we'll see how this develops.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. ZVZ, I really think anything can happen in this matchup. I think one bad Baneling hit and things change. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't even know if they're going Banelings net. I'm just saying, like, this matchup is like weird like that. How's your night been, Renegade?
It's been going okay, Coda. How's yours?
Fantastic, dude. Just another lovely, beautiful day of StarCraft casting, hanging out with you, and you're just such a freaking G. Like, good night, man. Good night. So both players look like they've got Zergling, or not Zerglings, but Overlords in each other's naturals. So they see the creep. They know that both players went hatch first, and they can assess from that. Melody did see New Breed drop his third hatchery, so we'll see how he responds to this. Does he drop his? He does drop his own third hatch. So both players going hatch first, pool, gas, and then right into a third hatch. And both players dropping a Baneling nest. These builds are so identical. I'm interested to see where this goes from here. The Zerglings are attacking Melody's natural, or excuse me, third base from New Breed. He is sending his queen down to deal with it. He's trying to get a cancel. Oh my goodness. Is he going to cancel his third?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Melody, a little bit slow on the draw, getting the wings out. Usually these four can shave off a good deal of health, but you don't expect them to get the cancel like that.
So, Renegade, how big of a deal was that in a ZVZ where both players go for a fast third, but one of them gets canceled? Is that like super big, or is that kind of like, I got a little bit of an advantage, cool, but like it's not like the end of the world?
I mean, this is a pretty standard third timing. Like, it gives a slight advantage to New Breed. He's going to be a few larvae ahead. If he chooses to drone up his third, which he shouldn't be doing right now, that'll give him a bigger advantage economically. But it's mainly the larva we're looking at.
Okay, gotcha. So we've got, looks like, what, 4 Banes against 2 Banes. We'll see how this micro goes out. 1 Bane does hit Melody Zerglings. I didn't see how many died, but there are no Banes at the moment. Banelings are in production. We have a lot of Banes and Zerglings coming to this third base. Oh my god, both those Banelings get canceled. They were so close to finishing.
Yeah, Melody's third is forfeit, and now this is a much bigger deal, because New Breed's going to be injecting on this third base, and it's going to be it's going to be a 33% increase in larva for New Breed over Melody. So Melody has to trade out very efficiently moving forward. She's going to go for the Spire play. That's a very big Hail Mary. New Breed needs to identify this. I mean, it can blindside him and win the game, but Melody is playing on a razor's edge at this point.
We'll have to see what happens. So looks like New Breed got an early lead economically. Army supply still in his favor. He is running away from these units in the middle of the map, though. Does he have enough to deal with this little bit of run by? Is this going to get damage done? Queen does go down, it looks like. Yeah, and the Bailey's rolling in right now. Oh, I mean, he lost the Queen. I don't think that was really good for him, but it is 2 base from Mutaverse, 3 base. We don't know what's going to happen after this layer.
Unfortunately for Melody, Ling Bane is a soft counter to Mutalisk. They just can't pump out damage in time to stop the Ling Bane from dealing damage to you. If New Breed continues to swell in the lane count, we're going to see a lot of drone losses for Melody. You'll see that even though Melody has the Spire, she's not actually going all into Mutalisk yet, because she can't. She knows that Ling Bane would smash right through her the second she stopped making defensive Ling Bane. So our first few Muta are going to come onto the field, and they're going to be very instrumental in sniping Banelings during these engagements.
Gotcha.
New
That's
Breed.
all gonna tip the hat for New Breed. He's gonna know, hey, there's mutas now. I have to respond to this. Snipe the Banelings they do, though.
So, New Breed went for 11 Roaches. This is playing right into Melody's hands. I would rather this be Ling Bane, and I'd rather it be a lot of Ling Bane, because New Breed has that larva advantage. Ling Bane is very larva expensive. Roaches are very larva efficient, but monetarily expensive. And sure, New Breed can afford this, but he's also floating 700 minerals. He could be droning up that third even harder, and these Roaches are just not going to make contact with the drone line in time to deal significant enough damage.
No, the only benefit was they kept the mutas on that side of the map, so maybe he can afford or form the appropriate response. I don't see a single Spore Caller, though. I would have loved to have seen Spore Callers in each base, but that's not happening. There's a Hydra Den just finished, but I feel like he's just bleeding mutas. He doesn't need to bleed. Like, this is just money wasted for a delay.
New Breed has a massive economy, but he is about 1,500 resources lost worse than the trades against Melody. Melody showing us that Grandmaster micro as she cleans up yet another attack by New Breed. That's the last of it. New Breed's droning heavily, but the problem with droning heavily is drones are less expensive the earlier in the game you make them. Like, they pay off quicker. All these Fresh 9 drones haven't even paid for their own cost yet, and they're very vulnerable to these Mutalisks. Melody's going to move in, there's no Spore Crawlers to defend, and New Breed isn't making Hydralisk either, he's making more Roaches.
I think it's a huge misplay from New Breed. I think he had the opportunity to take the lead, and he made more Roaches, really delayed on the spores, and then now he's just not in a good position. I think this is really not good. He does have Zerglings attacking in the third base for Melody, though. Once again, there are no Zerglings in position right now to deal with this. I mean, Melody could lose her third base again.
I don't think it's going to be that dramatic, but 10 drones were picked off just from those few lings, as the Mutalisk did have to be pulled home. A couple Roaches made it across the map, and they never should have been able to do that, but it's because New Breed made lings, but he stopped making those Zerglings. Now he's going to go into Hydra, and I'm afraid that Melody just has too many Muta on the field already. She can pick off those Hydra one at a time as they try to unite their forces. Yeah, 6 Hydra wouldn't even get a Mutalisk kill if there was a straight-up engagement.
There's no crease fed right now from freaking New Breed, so I mean, these Hydras are going to be slow to get over there. Oh my god, this third base is actually under threat. This third base is good. Oh, third base goes down for New Breed. Wow, the third base for Melody is up and mining. The response to the mutas is almost non-existent. We had some late spores from New Breed and Hydras that came in, but they were just kind of not enough to deal with the mutas. And
New Breed isn't injecting very efficiently. He has larva sitting there as well, but he's just not spending it. He has had such a large bank. These 8 Hydra, had they been on the field a little bit earlier, it changes the equation entirely. But now New Breed's lost the Roach Warren. He was able to get +2 out on the field, which is very nice for him. However, Melody is at critical mass. New Breed gets a little Roach run by, but it does get cleaned up by Zerglings. And now Melody has totally reversed the situation from a couple minutes ago.
Melody went from being in a position where it looked really bad to getting the muta count that she needed and then putting on the damage that she needed. And New Breed just didn't react to it as well as he should have.
New breed going for the only option that makes any sense right now, which is an infestation pit. It is fungal growth. Fungal growth is the answer. You need to chain 2-3 fungals, and it's a very long shot, but it is doable. Not if you get your Hydra run down. Oh man.
Their base goes down again. There's just not enough Hydras here to deal with this. I didn't even GG. I mean, Melody has such a supply lead. Nope, yep.
In the bottom left, playing for the embattled Ris3n competitive as the blue Terran, he's Coda. And in the top right of Eternal Empire, as the teal Protoss, it's exiled. Coda does look to be getting a Reaper, playing the matchup standard. Eternal Empire is going to be a breeding ground of that standard play. It's the map that's been in the pool the longest. 3 seasons now. Usually Blizzard just kind of blindly replaces half the map pool every season. This time there was pretty much a riot, protests in the streets over their choice to include Purity and Industries, so they made a not unprecedented, but very rare, certainly, change to the map pool, allowing Eternal Empire to stay in. Coda is getting a bunker at the front to stave off any untoward aggression. He's wearing the horse of Team Liquid as his banner today. If Exiled wins, AlphaX takes the victory 3-0. Coda grabs the Xel'Naga, which means he's going to see this Stalker moving forward. I don't know what Exiled hopes to do with this Stalker. Maybe just grab his opponent's Xel'Naga? No. He's gonna go in. The bunker will hold this off with ease. Sees the bunker, backs out. Maybe he thought he could get a couple errant SCV kills. Coda's going to sweep back into the Protoss main, see what kind of tech he's going, check out the robotics facility. Robo Bay in the back of the mineral line. So this Robo Bay feels pretty early to me. Is this going to be a disruptor drop, I wonder? The Observer is here to see if there are any Terran move-outs. Coda has no defensive forces right now. Exiled, low in the army supply as well. Here comes the Prism. It's going to be Prism speed out of the Robo Bay. We don't have a Twilight, so there's no blink or anything so far. Twilight is under production. Exiled gets a supply block at exactly the wrong time. It was going to be a disruptor drop, but with this late pylon, like, it's going to hit late. It's about a 9-second delay. That's not insignificant. And Coda is going to have that much more to defend this incoming drop. Double Forge for Exiled means he is going to expand. Widowmine drop doesn't go in for Coda. Deflected by the Stalker. Prism's going to close the distance. Looks like Exiled wants to drop at the front. 3 Marines. That's an okay pickoff. It's not great. It's not stellar. But it's okay. So Exile does have vision over this area to kind of spot for his shots. He didn't go for the bio, he went for the mine. Stim finished up for Coda. This is almost certainly a 2-base bio push, backed up with Widowmine. Or at least a drop. The goal is going to be to cancel the third of Exiled. Exiled is going to do everything in his power to stop that from happening. 9 SCVs go down, and that's going to make Coda feel the pressure to make this drop do damage. I think 4 Medivacs classifies this as a Doom drop. Coda zooms out. Stalkers are getting gunned down by Exiled. Recalls the rest to his main. Disruptor shots go off. Heavy damage to Coda's army. Exiled is holding on really well so far. 1 probe did go down, but that's not the kind of damage Coda was looking for. This third base is fine. Coda cannot break this with the army he has, and he's down 6 workers. You would expect to be down 6 workers against the Protoss in the air. Oh my god! Another 5 go down to a disruptor shot. But not this late in the game. You don't want to be behind in workers against the Protoss this late into a TVP. This is a very desperate push from Coda. Only 1 unit got picked off thanks to the hot pickup on the medevac. Coda slightly ahead in army supply. Not anymore. There's no units left. It's just the medevacs. The medevacs are zooming into the main, but there's not actually anything in them. 2 medevacs go down. Shield battery overcharge means the Marauder will get taken out with no damage to the Stalkers. And Exiled takes a heavy army supply lead. This is going to be incredibly, epically hard for Coda to recover from. Widowmine went off on the Prism, but did not kill it. Third CC is in the red, and it's down. Exiled, playing this out so incredibly well. Really on top of his disruptor play. Two of the Widowmines get taken out by the disruptor shots, and it's like, oh my god, I think we may have to look into this because Exiled may have handed M. Canning the Xbox controller. We can't confirm, but